Welcome to the Through the Table podcast with Tom, Rick, Russ, JL, and Brian.
What's his name there? Andrew Yang.
Yes.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
That's some ammunition for him too, right there.
He was saying he would do it if Biden got elected, and he wasn't lying about it.
Did everybody knows about the Andrew Yang situation?
For the people at home.
Go ahead, tell everyone at home.
I will. So, the Andrew Yang is telling all the former WWE employees or current WWE employees that that they should be paid employees with health benefits and to sue. That's what it is.
That's big ramifications for WWE, since everyone's an independent contractor.
Yes.
That always blew my mind how that works. It's like you're an independent contractor, but you can't go on Twitch.
Yep.
You can't, you can't work indie shows. You can't do anything without our permission.
Right.
Yeah, you have to be exclusive with WWE.
Yeah, I don't get how it works.
It's basically their way of it's indentured servitude is what it is. Yeah, they're getting paid.
Sure.
But there's no health care.
Right.
There's no benefits of any kind. They've got to pay for their travel. They've got to pay for their hotels. They've got to pay for their meals.
Everything.
It's like zero health care whatsoever. This is one of CM Punk's biggest complaints in 2003 when he left.
Yep.
Was he had this thing growing out of his back, which turned into what was basically a staph infection. And
Bad one too.
Yeah, one that could
They
have
just
killed
kept
him.
giving him Z-Packs.
Yeah,
They said nothing's wrong. You're all set.
they basically have Dr.
Then he
Nick.
shit his pants.
Yeah, exactly. They basically have Dr. Nick from The Simpsons as their team doctor.
He kind of was. Do you remember that the doctor from back then?
Oh,
He
that guy
did.
was
He
a-
was
the guy
just
with
like
the
some
ponytail, right?
little skinny, just like he was. He was Dr. Nick.
I mean,
I enjoyed that joke a lot.
thank you. It's amazing. You run a company where people are putting their bodies at risk on a nightly basis, and for the longest time, 360 days a year, sometimes twice a day, and you're not providing them with the basic health care. Like,
Yeah.
and you know what? The WWE is a big company. Insurance policies are cheaper the bigger the company is.
Right.
You would think you would find something.
They
some
could
sort
if
of
they really
premium,
wanted to.
but they didn't. That's the thing. And I thought it was interesting when we were talking about this through the chat, and Russ said that, AEW and TNA are going to have to watch out. Well, AEW provides healthcare for their because they consider their workers employees.
They are. Full employees, paid everything. They don't have to, nothing on the road. They get healthcare is provided, everything. It's like they said with the Jaguars, it's like you're our team. So everything's all set.
Yeah, because like the AEW wrestlers don't even pay for like hotel rooms and stuff, right?
Everything's paid for, except for I think the only thing isn't like if you're staying somewhere and you're going to go eat or whatever.
Yeah.
But they do have one meal a day that's like a buffet style thing for dinner. Say they were in Chicago for like 5 days. Every night they had you could have the dinner was paid for. So you'd go down and there's a big buffet style, like, when you're in the back with catering. But when you're out and about in the morning and afternoon, you'd have to pay for your own food, but that's it. Flights are all paid for, all rental cars, all hotels, everything else is paid for. They don't have to worry about it.
WWE cut rent catering? Did we ever cover that?
Did they?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
went from
catering.
like
They
a
were-
5-star catering place to like Joe's Deli.
Oh, I'm gonna go to AEW now.
Well, they said it's terrible, and I guess NXT didn't have any catering on Tuesday.
You know what's funny about that too? Because that's it's like I know he's not the most liked guy on this podcast, but like I was listening to Cornette's podcast and he said the same thing. He's like Jesus Christ, what's next? Catering?
Oh yeah,
And that's hilarious. That actually, because I remember I think it was the CM Punk DVD. And at one point he's in catering, and it's ridiculous. It's like more food than like people see in a week. It's just like
Well, except for Naya.
oh man.
continental breakfast places you stay at when there's like 3 mini muffins and like old
Right.
bagels. That's kind of like what catering
Waffle
was.
sticks.
Exactly.
Stale
That's
piece of
like what
toast.
catering was this week. It was like a bunch of cut up like sandwiches on like rye bread or something. There wasn't like
man.
all
It's
sorts
almost-
of crazy food and drinks. It was like there was like a third of it.
It's almost like the WWE is run by ex-showgirl Rachel Phelps. I think I'm coddling them too much.
Nick Khan and her are one and the same, I guess.
It
I'm sure that was his call. They don't need any kind of food.
just
No,
goes to
I
show
bet you Nick Khan's like, well, Disney's going to be their new overlord soon, so
let
they
Disney
can
feed
supply
them.
the food.
It just goes to show you the difference between a guy who owns a football franchise and what they do for them and a carny,
Mhm.
which is ultimately what
Yes.
Vince is and what
Pretty much.
he always was. He was around in the carny days. That's what it is.
It's back in that day. That's how it was.
And think about the years and years and years of guys and look, Opie and Anthony back in the day used to have the wrestler death clock where they would see if they had a whole bit. They could see if you get through a year before a
Mhm.
wrestler died. And they would be like 2-3 days.
Yeah,
and
right.
someone else would
Sometimes,
die.
right. Mhm.
Like how many days do we make it through this time? 2. Oh. But how many of those are because of injuries that never got looked at because these guys just didn't want to spend the money out of their own pocket to get taken care of and taken care of properly? Or like we said, this guy, Dr. Nick, just throwing a Z-Pack their way when they've got something seriously wrong with them.
And don't forget, a lot of people didn't want to say that they were hurt because they'd lose all that money for big paydays if you're up at the top of the card. So they'd work through stuff that you probably never should have worked through.
You get taken right off of TV. If you get taken off of TV, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Hey, you lose
absolutely
your merch.
Exactly.
You lose your merch. You lose everything.
Everything. You lose it all. Someone takes your spot, you come back and you're curtain jerking,
Yeah.
And look at Finn Balor. Like he got hurt and he's never. They kind of portray him as a threat, but he's never been the same after that.
On
After
the main
that
roster,
shoulder.
he'll never be. But NXT, he had a pretty good run last year, but they brought him up, and what's he gonna lose again? I'm sure as the Demon this time. Yay! Screw that gimmick up now. Thanks, Vince.
They had a huge push for Sami Zayn when he first came in, and you remember he hurt his shoulder, like raising his arm on the ramp coming to. It wasn't even a move. He was like excited to be there, and he hurt.
Yeah,
his
he waved
shoulder.
his arm. Yep.
One of my favorite injuries in wrestling.
His shoulder was so screwed up, he didn't even know.
But that screwed him over because he's never had the momentum, and he was huge in NXT. He never had the momentum after that.
Exactly. Unless you put him in with Kevin Owens for the 50th match.
All
I
of
thought
these
they were going to
things-
never wrestle each other again.
Oh,
Well,
can't
50
wait.
matches ago that was true, but not anymore apparently.
Yeah.
That's been thrown out the window.
This just keeps going back to what I said earlier, that the WWE it's just one long bad day for them right now.
Oh yeah.
Because all of this stuff, the plane ride from hell comes out last night
Mhm.
more than I think they wanted it to.
Mm-hmm.
The Andrew Yang stuff is happening where their employment structure is going to be coming under fire.
For sure.
Doesn't help that the fact that their shows are virtually unwatchable because their creative is terrible, and everything that
Mhm.
they did with NXT, which completely alienates whatever hardcore, NXT fans that they had. They've
You
already,
can punish them.
yeah,
Oh, it's
It's
awful.
they've already alienated fans that they've had for years by treating us like we're, morons and have an extra chromosome.
Yeah.
So it's like they just can't get out of their own way. They just can't. Nothing they do is right now. That might change, but wrestling storylines are based on truth, right? Based on real life.
Mhm.
They're the heels right now.
Yeah.
They're
Totally.
absolutely the heel right now.
Mhm.
And they're not the heel you want to cheer.
No.
Remember when it was WCW versus WWE and it was the big corporation versus the little company? And we were all like, ooh, WCW? Well,
Yep.
we were wrong.
They wanted
So-
They're in that WCW role now. That's
They're in the
exactly what.
Totally. Mm-hmm.
And even at the end of WCW, I've said this before, even at the end of WCW's run when they were a complete dumpster fire of a mess, they still had people that they were producing. They turned Diamond Dallas Page, Booker T, guys like that into main event players.
Yep.
And I look at the WWE roster and I'm like, okay, we got Roman Reigns. Now you got Big E and Bobby Lashley. Great. Who's behind these guys? Who's behind them? There's nothing. There is nothing on that roster that you look at and say, this guy's going to be a champion in the next 2 years.
Not a main eventer. No. There's some mid-card guys that could give you some good stuff, but not a main eventer, no.
Is Mustafa Ali gonna climb the ladder? Is
They
Humberto
want Damian Priest to do it. I just don't know if he can.
Well, they forced him down
I
our
don't
throats.
see
and
enough
he's
of
gonna
him.
get
I don't
stale.
see enough of him, character-wise, to be able to do it. He's a decent worker, but it's one of those. He could be an upper mid-card guy. He's not a main eventer.
He's he had a promo. Was it? It would be Raw, right? Yeah, it was. He had a
On
promo
Raw.
on Raw, and it was like
He can't talk.
it was one of those picture-in-picture promos where he's already in the
Oh,
ring, but they
mhm.
and he's backstage, and it was just like, I'm doing something tonight that I've wanted to do for a long time. Wrestle Jeff Hardy. And then he literally just sits there and smiles for it's like 10 awkward seconds, and then they just cut back to the ring, and it's like, oh man, you got to give him some better material than that, guys. Like if he's not going to be able to
And
do
it's
this
sad
himself,
because it's a script given to him. It's not like he said, "All right, just do something."
right?
You go, "Oh, okay." He doesn't know what to say, but that's what he was given, which is even worse.
There's certain guys that can handle the scripts, and there's certain guys that definitely can't. And
Oh,
he
for
just
sure.
might be one. Maybe he needs a mouthpiece.
When he was in Ring of Honor, he never really spoke a whole lot.
No, he
No.
was.
So I mean, he really has never had to before he got here. So it's kind of like he needs somebody to talk for him. It would truly work for him.
You think PCO is going to WWE?
No,
Him and
No
Vince had a
way.
bad falling out. I don't see it.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I think I don't.
they blamed him for something. I can't recall what it was.
I can see him doing like a cup of coffee in AEW, and like not like not a contract, more like
I
a
could see him do like what
Nick Gage or
like
like
Matt
something.
Cardona did, like a 5-match deal or
Right.
something, or 5 appearance deal or whatever.
Right, have
But
him
I
come
see him
in.
going
Just,
back to like probably MLW. He was big before he signed with Ring of Honor. There, he was getting pushed big time.
he might. I could see he could do okay in Impact. I think.
He could, yeah. It's
Or even Danhausen. I kind of like Danhausen, even though I haven't seen him work. I like it.
I'm not a fan of the Danhausen.
you should watch him work. That's your
I
homework.
have. Yeah, I gotta work. I gotta watch him. I just like his promos. They're funny. But like
This just
not.
popped- I was gonna say this just popped in my head because talking about indie guys. So Dasher Hatfield, or former Dasher Hatfield, was a very now he's a very good professional wrestler.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that's his ring name.
Mhm. That's his name, right?
Did you see what he went by? He's I guess he's working the AEW Dark tapings or the
was he?
ones that yeah
Oh, I didn't see that.
because his name was Avery Good.
Oh,
Like, He
He's
just
very good. Oh,
and I was like, oh my god, that's brilliant. I
I
was like,
didn't
that's
hear he was
amazing.
on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The reason I found out is I think it was Bryce posted a picture of it was like don't forget where you came from. And it was literally everybody on the AEW roster that's like gone through Chikara.
Mm-hmm.
And he just happened, like, you could barely see it, but like you could just see his head. And I was like, oh, what the hell's he doing there? And
That's funny.
Then I was reading the results and I was like, who's Avery Good? And then I was listening to a different podcast today and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Well, Tony Khan booked that show real late, so a lot of the guys were already booked on other things. So that he called a lot of the former NXT guys that got released to work shows if they were open. That's what I was telling you, Big Damo. He called him, but he has a visa problems, and Bronson Reed was 1 day before his no compete clause was over, so he couldn't work it either. So, but he wanted to give the guys a payday because he feels bad for them how they get released. So, Anthony Green flew all the way down there to just work the show.
Yeah, that tells you something about Tony Khan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're marks because we think Tony Khan does a lot for the people, and because he's not doing it the Carney way. I'm just clarifying what I've been told.
Because he's actually like a genuine human being who actually cares about people.
Yeah,
and you're not supposed to be that way.
That's the first thing people say when they meet him. It's like he's so different than what I'm used to.
Yeah, I mean that's why those dark shows were like they went from those 45-minute YouTube shows to
like 2 hours,
2.5 hours. Is that like pay-per-view length?
Yeah, one was 23 matches long in like July.
That's and it's but that's what it is.
Because
he's trying to get everybody paid.
He's just like, hey, who wants to work? Come on down. We'll figure out a match for you.
Right, just show up.
Pretty much.
And then that's how you get Fuego del Sol.
There it is.
That's because he's like Sammy Guevara's buddy in the vlog, and everyone loves him on that damn vlog. That's why they pushed him the way they have been.
That's insane.
Put his car up from the line.
I was to say I read
for tonight.
I was to say I read spoilers. I don't
you read spoilers this week.
He doesn't have a car anymore.
That means he can't show up to the tapings.
The best part about it though is I was watching that with my wife the other night, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll put my car up," and my wife's like, "It's a Hyundai. Like it's not like what I mean. It's not like
it's like a 2005 too."
It's not like when Jericho, remember the Jericho and Moxley? They had Tony Khan's actual car.
Shad Khan's his dad's car.
It was Shad's car. Oh, okay. And they
his dad's like, go ahead, use it. And they're like, $300,000 car. All right,
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Tony told Moxley's like, what do you want me to do? He goes, just drive it like you normally would. He goes, I don't think that's a good idea.
That is not a good idea. I find that funny though, because it's like, all right, Moxley, we'll give you this $300,000 car. Yep. Fuego, you get box. It's just like
probably when they have lying around the stadium that the guys drive around from the locker room to the show with, like, go ahead, use that car. It's just over there.
I hope he gives it to Miro, and he gives it to Miro, and he's like, all right, I don't have keys. You got to like rub these wires together. It's like
the window's locked. Can't roll it down.
I got these roach clips in the vent, so this is the only way it works. Like, just leave it.
I would love for him to like try to leave that night after the tapings. He gets into his Hyundai, and Miro's like, "No, seriously, that's mine." I was like, "That's mine." Tony Khan shows up. No, Fuego, you said you were going to give it though. That's Miro's.
Here's a bike. See ya.
Here's a bike.
Go back to where is he? The luchador from Alabama.
Alabama.
Oh, you better get to pedaling.
Yeah, really.
Fuego del Sol.
I always thought that was
dark
funny.
Tapings were quite interesting with all the different names that appeared on them.
Oh, it's definitely like a who's who.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I mean, even just there was that. There was like the Northeast crew that went down, that would drive down there for a little bit.
Yep.
It was like the Sea Stars and Davien and trying to think who else was.
Frost showed up a few times.
Yeah, it's just too funny. But like it was almost like, I would read that it wasn't even Tony Khan like invited, like booking these people. It was just them.
Not all of them.
Let's hop in the car. Let's go down to Jacksonville and see what happens. And I mean, for some people it definitely worked out. but like that, I could see how that would be like some people like could see that as, you know, just Tony Khan being like a sucker. You know what I mean? Just we'll go down there and get a payday. You know, he'll use us. But it's like, you know, I mean, I guess you could look at it that way, but like everyone said, you could also look at him at being, you know, a decent human being and just trying to, you know, give people money so they can put food on the table.
And a handful of them got a big job from it. Look at Hobbs. Hobbs did that.
Hobbs, Eddie Kingston.
Mm-hmm. They were just there to show up just to fill the roles because they couldn't get everyone there, and then they got jobs out of it and good jobs out of it.
Eddie Kingston's now one of the top guys in the company.
Yep.
Yeah.
That blows my mind. As someone that's watched Eddie Kingston from like 2004 to now is just, I mean, he's wrestling Minoru Suzuki next week. You know what I mean?
He relates to everyone though. That's like the fan is.
Oh, he's so good.
He's just like one of the fans, you know, he really is.
I'd love to see him get the belt at some point. I know it's probably not going to happen, but I feel like I would not mind seeing a CM Punk Eddie Kingston feud just for the promos leading up to a pay-per-view. Like six weeks worth of promos between them two. Just I'm there for that.
Well, they're both there for at least I think Kingston's there for 3 years now. Punk's what, three or four. So I mean they're going to be around for a while. Why not?
I mean, I know he's not like, you know, Punk wants to work with like the younger guys, and Kingston's probably the same age as Punk, but I would totally.
He's just turned 40 this year.
Kingston?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Although
so he's a little younger than Punk.
Close enough, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's a younger guy.
A couple years isn't much, considering he was going to retire before this. I mean, you know.
Yeah. He was going to move to Alaska and be like an iron worker or something. And then he got hired by AEW. Now he's like, all right, I'm the best. You know, it's wild how that stuff works.
Well, thank Cody for that one. Moxley said, hey, give Kingston a call. Cody called him and he said, all right, I'll come down and give it a shot. Why not?
We should have seen the switchblades.
He like cut that promo. He was like, it was like one of his last bookings that he was taking. Yeah. And he was just going to be done.
Yeah, Cody said, do whatever you want. Everything you say, what you want, come out and do your whole shtick. Go for it. He's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, get over. Some guys would be like, no, you're going to come in the ring 3 minutes and you're done. If he did a WWE show, it would have been just come. He wouldn't even had an entrance and no one would know his name.
Yeah, he's already in the ring.
He's in the ring. Misses one move and that's it.
Speaking of Cody, did you see him return on Dynamite?
Yes.
How ridiculous was that? Like, he had to like run down all those steps. Why would you just come from the back? Everybody knows you're sitting.
I don't know.
You're sitting in gorilla position. You know what I mean? It
would have made more sense coming from there because you wouldn't have seen it.
Right, you come from, but it was just like, that's what it was. It was like that perfect. You know, I bet you Cody was like, "Oh, this is going to look amazing,"
and everyone agreed that it probably looked great. And then you're like, "Oh,
yeah."
It takes him 3
and then
minutes.
You see it, and it's like, look at this asshole in a red suit that took him 45. Like if that was a real thing, like Rosario Dawson would have got out of her.
Yeah, Malachi Black had to look like he couldn't get out of a hole for 3 minutes. Like, come on. Right. He's just sitting there on his shoulder, not doing anything.
It was pretty bad.
This dangerous man is getting choked out by the lady from Clerks 2. Somebody stop this.
Right? Clerks 3.
Yep, just finished filming.
Right? It's like, you know, you just had to wait for Cody to like, you know, jog down the steps in his loafers with his stupid red suit. And it was just, I was like, I hate this so much. I hope Malachi Black wins.
I hope this week they don't put Cody over.
If he didn't get blown up, like he wasn't like.
I hope they kicked Rosario Dawson out of the arena after that. She hopped that fence. She's not part of the show. Nope. She's a fan. She bought a ticket. Hope they kicked her out.
that'd be funny if they did, right?
She was standing with the gorilla the rest of the show.
But now the thing I don't get is you announced Cody last week for the show. So why wouldn't you just right? But if that's the case, well, if you knew you were going to do this why wouldn't you just have that be the way Cody returns instead of like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, this big ass show, Cody's not going to miss that, so he's going to come back. You know what I mean?
It seemed like that it was they said it to get more tickets sold, even though they've got like 19,000 tickets sold. They don't need anymore. It was almost like they did it for like a ticket push kind of thing.
Is anybody really buying tickets to go see Cody Rhodes at this point? I mean, I like Cody Rhodes. I think he's a good worker, but it's I almost feel like he thinks he's way too bigger than he is. You know, he thinks he's his dad.
You know what's great? These are the little things that we're complaining about with AEW.
Yeah.
This like, oh, Cody Rhodes showed up, all this.
Right.
And then like you flip at what we were talking about with the WWE, like they have no health care.
Yeah, they have no health care. The shows suck. And Cody's in a red suit because he's stupid.
Red suit.
So weird.
Yep.
Just me. It's wrestling's so weird. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
it really is.
Totally is.
It really is. And I guarantee you, a year from now, we'll be like, "Oh, can you believe AEW is doing that?" And then, wow, look, MJF showed up on Raw
in a stupid red suit.
Russ is hoping for it.
Brian, is that Castlevania behind you?
It's just the Roku background that's going through.
Okay. I don't know if you were playing video games while we were doing this.
No.
God bless you if you are.
No. That'd be really hard, but I can see it. Yeah. Speaking of that Dynamite Grand Slam there, where they're doing 2-hour Dynamite and a 2-hour Rampage next week.
Is Punk on that Rampage, or
Punk is on Rampage against Hobbs? Yeah.
This tonight, or is it next
week?
Okay.
Tonight is Anna Jay versus the Bunny, I believe.
Oh.
Miro. Ass meat on a pole match.
Oh God.
Miro and Fuego, then the Lucha Brothers against Butcher and Blade.
Next week, I think Butcher and Blade should be pushed more.
Well, Butcher's been hurt and he just came back.
I know.
Yeah, he just came back.
We could get double the Bunny tonight.
Yep. You are going to get double the Bunny. Mm-hmm.
Oh. So I was thinking of just being Matt Hardy.
No, the Bunny comes out with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for the Rampage next week, the Grand Slam, they're doing Danielson and Omega already. No, I don't know if it's a non-title.
That's on Dynamite. It's non-title.
That's on Dynamite.
Yes, he said just take the match. I don't want it for a title. I just want to fight you one-on-one.
I wonder why they're doing that right off the bat. Like, why? I wonder if there's a reason, or if it's just
they want to bury the WWE in the ratings.
They probably want to get. It's hot right now. I guess every time Danielson's been on, that's the highest rated segment right now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Maybe they're doing a thing where he beats him the WWE way, and then he beats him, and then at the pay-per-view, oh my God, it could be a title change.
They'll probably beat him, but that's why he's doing it non-title. Be like, oh, you're not ranked. I can't put the title on the line against you.
Yeah,
that's what I would basically fighting with him for about it.
I would not like to see that though, because WWE does that stuff all the time, where it's like the champ gets beaten, then it's at the pay-per-view, and
yeah, but I mean that's kind of, I mean, pretty much everyone does it. New Japan does that a lot too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You so and so loses in the tag match, and next week they have a singles match for some title.
Yep.
I mean, it's just I guess quick and easy booking. I'm just surprised they're just doing it. I mean, I guess you really can't go the Punk route and have Danielson just start working like Private Party and.
I mean, you could,
like all this stuff.
Yeah, him and Joey Janela wouldn't be that match you want to watch.
Oh, I want to see that. I want to see an Iron Man match.
Oh, God.
2.5 hours. That's it. Not a screw an hour. 2.5. I want a whole pay-per-view. One pay-per-view.
Just one match.
Yep.
How many views?
Janela Mania.
I posted that GCW thing just for you. Right.
Oh, the Minoru Suzuki and Janela?
Suzuki versus Janela.
The Janela.
Janela will like it too. That's the funny thing.
Probably.
Happy to be there.
Oh, which show is that one at? Is it in Atlantic City?
Yeah, it's the one where it's something called. Is it
with the Moxley show?
No.
Yeah, I think it's the whatever the next one is.
Okay. I know they have one tonight.
I don't think Russ is coming back.
He said he was.
Nope.
He's probably driving the girlfriend away.
Away.
He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be on the pod in the car with anyone else.
Oh, I'm sure she'll be like, "You're not putting the phone on." No.
There would be a 100% guarantee that I make a King Kong with the other reference.
He said technical difficulties. We'll try to return, but if I cannot talk later and all day tomorrow as well, have to head to the airport. If I'm not driving, I will chime in from the car. Stay tuned.
There's a lot of if nots in there.
We won't see him again.
Nope.
I won't see him.
Not if
See you next
we got
Friday.
like out 30 to 40 minutes left. We won't see him again. Jeez, and I had some good questions for him. I really wanted his take on the Andrew Yang thing.
Oh
Andrew
yeah.
Yang should be destroyed.
Somehow it'd be the WWE's, it's not their fault and everyone should be on their side. And I don't know. Somehow he always gets WWE's always in the good light.
Well, he tried to spin it yesterday with the whole.
Yeah, everyone else is in trouble.
Yeah, everyone else got to watch their back. No, everyone else offers health insurance.
Mhm.
Everyone else does what they're supposed to.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
It's the children that are wrong.
Trying to think anything. What else? What other anything big happened this week?
Dick Murdoch said Bob Evans was the bee's knees.
You mean Trevor?
Trevor Murdoch. Sorry.
Dirty Dick Murdoch.
One of these days you're going to get it right.
Again. He's still dead.
Yes, he's still dead.
Very dead.
It's been many years, many years.
That jaw is definitely dropped.
Oh, so Big E showed up on SmackDown again tonight.
Yeah, him and Balor just beat the Usos.
Well, there you go. There you go. Have two
Oh,
randos that have never tagged up before.
And your favorite musician fought Robert Roode.
Oh,
Rick
I like
Boogs.
Robert.
Boogs.
Rick Boogs won somehow.
Terrible.
He hit the Boogs cruise.
Oh,
Oh,
Is that what
wow.
his thing's called? The Boogs Cruise?
That's what they called it. Yep.
What is it? What's his
I
finish?
don't know. I've never seen him wrestle.
Oh, it's terrible.
He's been on the Coconut Loop. This is like one of his first televised matches, so I don't know what the hell.
I don't understand that. I don't know how you don't even make NXT TV
Nope.
for like 6.5 years that you're down there, and then they just slap you on TV.
Mm-hmm.
That
Vince went down there and saw him and said, "I know what to do. Play guitar for Shinsuke." All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Vince.
You know what they said that? You know who else they said that to? Bo Dallas.
What, to play guitar for Shinsuke?
No, they said.
I was like, what?
You confused me.
when did that happen?
What? What,
No,
what did he
because
say
Bo
to Bo
Dallas-
Dallas?
Bo Dallas was the NXT champ,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden Vince McMahon looked at him and said, "Bring him up," and then they brought him up, and bad things happened.
That happened to anybody in NXT.
98% of the people that come up from NXT, bad things
No,
happen.
it was supposed to be a joke.
Oh.
Now that I've explained it, it's not funny.
It wasn't funny before you explained it either.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, sorry. It went over our heads. All right. Well, I have a NostraTOmus question.
Oh,
Since
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to bring that segment out right now. I want your opinion, since you know all. Who will be Kenny Omega for the AEW Championship?
oh my.
I need to know.
Well, before we get into that,
Okay.
I would like to know why, and I get that his wife had a kid. Why have we not seen Hangman Page during all of this AEW frenzy? You think he would have shown up at some point, even if it was just to, kind of show up, go back home.
Just wait a few more days.
strange that he hasn't been there yet. I think
something's supposed to happen this week from what rumors I've been hearing.
Good, very good.
You should be seeing a Hangman appearance.
As far as who's going to take out Kenny Omega for the title,
we need theme songs and music when you do this.
that's a tough one.
I'll put the the Jeopardy music underneath.
No, like the old Kreskin music, kind of. I predict.
Kind of like
Read your Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah.
The Paul Mooney one during the Chappelle show.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
But I don't want Bryan Danielson to do it. I don't like the fact that he's going up against Omega, even though it's not a title right off the bat. I hate the fact that he's just showing up and, here's the top spot.
Sure.
I honestly think it's still going to be Hangman.
I agree.
I agree with that.
I think it's going to be Hangman.
Counts.
I think it's going to be kind of a surprise type of thing.
Yeah. So not at the next pay-per-view then? You don't think?
Well, if they set it up, if he's showing up next week, he's
supposed to be back. I mean, that's what the rumor is. He's back on Wednesday for he had his maternity leave. He's back now.
Excellent. Yeah, if he's showing up at the diminished T-cell arena, then definitely. It's funny because Arthur Ashe died of AIDS, which diminishes your T cells.
Yes.
Rick, I just love when you just shake your head at me.
And Tony Khan was saying there on Busted Open today that he still has a few aces up his sleeve.
Well, then he's cheating. Should have aces up your sleeve. Should have the 5 cards in front of you. All right, you guys might be losing me right now.
We're all kind of fading away a little bit. I'm curious if anyone. Supposedly if Bray Wyatt does show up, it's not till the following week at the Rochester show, because I guess that's the official day that his no compete's over, is the 29th.
The Rochester show, and that would have been that's where
Brody's hometown.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh Jesus! I mean.
They said
Thomas called it again, folks.
They were saying if he comes in, he's coming in for that show, and if he doesn't come in, then he may actually go with Impact. But I just don't see him going to Impact, even if they give him.
There's no way.
Even with full creative control, I just don't. I don't
know.
You only side with Impact if nobody else is going to give you a job.
That's why Braun's going there.
Oh man, he is so going to be the leader of the Dark Order. Everything I said.
I mean, because they're still doing that.
Yeah, I mean, they're fighting each other on Dark and Elevation the last couple of weeks. I guess there's another match this week. There's probably be something next week as well, and it'll look like the whole thing's about to dissolve, and then something big's going to go down. Nope, here we go.
They're going to be in Rochester.
Yes.
Does Brody's widow, does she come out and bring Bray out? She's involved anyway. -1's involved.
The only reason I would say maybe not is because he is in school.
-1 at school,
and they live in Florida now.
Take him out for a day or two. Fly up there.
Oh, she could do it for sure, but that's the way say why they wouldn't, maybe, because she says school comes first. That's when, if he has bad grades, he's not allowed to show up. And Rick was asking, we haven't seen -1 in a while. Yep. I guess he was at the Dark taping.
Oh.
So, the one at
the
Universal.
One in Orlando, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a Saturday morning or whatever. That was Saturday afternoon.
He was at the afternoon taping, yeah.
I wish I had his relationship with Ty Conti.
To be 1-7 again.
After last week, I got nothing.
Just so much ass meat.
Ton of ass meat.
So much.
Even that zombie girl from the AEW pay-per-view, that zombie girl, I was like, wow, for a zombie, she got some ass meat too.
She does.
There's a lot of ass meat when AEW comes around.
So much ass meat.
Mm-hmm.
So much.
Jamie Hayter, Kira Hogan.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's just not practical combat attire.
Wow.
I don't know why. I mean, I applaud it, but at the same time, it's like, why? Why? It's like, just wear some shorts.
They can't be comfortable as you're getting scooped for a slam.
It's like, hey, can you make sure that all my ass cheeks hang out the bottom of these, please? You got it. Throw it up.
Wait till Sonny Kiss shows up with ass meat.
Oh, he has those outfits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why I don't relegated to Dark.
Yeah.
Ass meat.
Ass meat.
So, Dale, give us your Juventud Wrestler of the Week. You knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. I've been racking my brain all week.
Is it going to be Matt Cardona again?
No, but that makes sense though.
Is it Charlie the Doll, or however the hell you say it?
Oh no. Oh no. I gotta go with
There's some good choices this
Brian Danielson.
Okay.
I was going to say LA Knight.
LA Knight is the night.
Terrible.
I got nothing. It's just Brian Danielson because he's challenging Omega this week and he got a pretty good promo. Some say a great promo.
It was good.
Yeah.
All right. So that just kind of reminded me of the promos on AEW.
Yeah.
How many times did they this week on TV?
So
many times.
Mm-hmm.
So much.
Like a couple months ago, it's like, oh, you maybe get like one. Now it's just like,
I think there was 10 in that one area with Jericho.
Oh yeah, but yeah, between Jericho and that other guy, whatever the hell, I forget his name because he sucks. But
yeah,
I loved how Jericho pointed out that he sounds like an old guy yelling at a cloud because that's exactly what he sounds like.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He's literally Jim Cornette. It's like, all right, we can't get Jim Cornette, we'll just get MMA douche to fill in for him.
I guess what JL said, he did that in Impact.
Yeah, he did that in Impact. It was atrocious.
Was it the same kind of gimmick?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
And it was Bobby Lashley that was the Jericho. But Bobby Lashley doesn't say anything. He's like, I'm going to destroy you. If that's okay.
So that
I hope he really asked if that's okay.
That promo that he did on Wednesday, and Jericho comes out with Jake Hager, and it's like, well, Jake Hager's undefeated, and it's like, yeah, but he's fighting friggin' scrubs. It's not like you're not fighting Andrei Arlovsky and Junior Dos
UFC
Santos.
Guys you got next to you.
No, you're gonna you'd get eat for lunch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I love it when non-wrestlers try to do wrestler things. Like, you see the MMA fighters were just like,
oh, they were just chewing up the scenery. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
They're just happy to be there.
It's they're happy to be there, but at the same time, it's like it's. I mean, I get it. They're the MMA fighters. They're not going to act scared of Jericho and stuff. But it's almost like you're. You know what I mean? Like it's at that point they're just like chewing up the scenery. That's you know what I mean?
Well, I guess both of them are what really they're like in their later years in the UFC.
Oh yeah.
They're just happy for like payday. I mean, I don't watch UFC at all, so I don't really know a whole lot.
But the other guy, Jorge Masvidal,
Masvidal's like huge.
Yeah, but he would just wipe the floor with everybody in that ring.
Yep. Oh yeah, he wants to be a wrestler when he's done.
Oh, you can tell he came out with the freaking with the fur coat on and the.
Oh yeah, he's a character already. Yeah, and then Paige Van Zant was there this week, and WWE's been dying for her to join them for like years now. Even if it's going the other way. I mean, it all could be a ploy just to get a couple of guys from them. You never know.
But I don't know. I just thought it was weird that you just have him. That's the name, Dan Lambert. Finally remember his name.
Dropping all those S-bombs all night long was
right.
It was like, wow. You noticed.
Oh, it was unreal. Yeah, even Danielson said it like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, it's like, dude, you're better. You know. You don't need that. But like, yeah,
I
that
don't
was
mind,
just
'cause if you're in the back, you talk like that, though. That's the whole point, is they want to make it more realistic.
right. But I almost feel like it's like I was literally waiting for that, like that South Park episode where the counter comes up in the corner. Like how many times can you get away with it before this is
Jericho and saying it's, you can tell he just likes to say it, so he's trying to add it as many times, but some of the other ones it's more natural sounding.
right? Oh yeah, Jericho was just like, all right, let's see if I can.
How many times can I
Swear
say it in
promo.
2 minutes? Let's go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's like when they were doing it the once a week, it was like, okay, that it puts that punctuation on that on one promo, really drives it home or whatever.
Well, just shows you how good the ratings are doing, that they're just basically like, whatever you want. You want to have broken glass and thumbtacks and all this, go ahead. We're fine with it. Oh, you want to swear ahead, we'll do that. You're right. And probably to piss off the WWE at the same time.
Imagine Russo right now. He's like, I couldn't even do the TNA that I wanted to do in WCW.
I know Shane Douglas is like, oh, damn it.
Wrong time.
Yeah, he missed this. He missed this time.
Oh, he would have been all over it.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh, watch this, Jericho. I'm going to one-up you.
He changed his name to
Just for the show.
Wasn't that what Vince called him?
Oh, no.
Just about.
Hey, you.
Right. He didn't have a name.
He's a great story about how he held Vince McMahon up too.
It's never worked for anybody.
No. Nope.
I don't know why.
It's just so funny if you listen to him. He's worked for everybody, and he's held everybody up. They've all been like, "Oh, Shane Douglas is the tough guy."
Yeah. I mean, the only one that really was successful was what Jarrett. Jarrett held Vince up, then pretty much
got fired,
and then.
Well, Warrior got his money too, and then he got fired literally as the match was going on.
Yeah, that's true. Right, Warrior did as well. Yeah.
Do you think that?
Well, like Jeff Jarrett was like something absurd, right? It was like $250,000. I thought it was like, I remember it was like a 6-figure sum.
Yeah.
Like Jarrett was like a ball. Mm-hmm. It was some ballsy number, and Vince was like, okay, and then fired him, and then bought WCW a year later and fired him again.
Yeah, on national TV.
yeah.
He doesn't forget.
Nope. Oh no. Vince is definitely petty.
Oh yeah.
He's a petty man.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know Vince McMahon will hire someone who treats him, who has said bad stuff about him, just so he can say he's on their payroll?
I would doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that.
And look at Eric Bischoff. You don't think he just, as soon as he was like, I'm gonna sign Eric Bischoff, this is gonna be fantastic,
Yeah.
That was the ultimate. That was.
Oh man, that means I'm gonna get a job soon.
That does mean it.
Nice.
Wait for that phone call, because Vince McMahon's coming for you.
Right. Awesome. We're all getting jobs, except for Russ, because he's already working for him.
No, he's gonna get fired because of it. We gotta do some budget cuts for us.
That's true.
Thank you for listening to Through the Table Podcast with Tom, Rick, Russ, JL, and Brian. Catch us on Twitter and Facebook. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Till next time.